Hello, potential and prospective AP Chemistry students. My name is Mr. Nelson, and this presentation is to help you determine if AP Chemistry is right for you. Perhaps you already have an interest in chemistry, or maybe you feel like the dog in this picture, who's at least wearing proper personal protective equipment. Either way, let's discuss what you'll need to join. First off, a cumulative 3.7 science GPA or qualifying AP predictor score from your PSAT will be mandatory. AP Chemistry is one of the more challenging AP science courses you can take, so prior commitment to science achievement will be necessary. If you do not meet this requirement, you'll have a chance to appeal, but it will be up to my discretion in addition to recommendations from your current and past science teachers if you are fit to join. It doesn't matter which chemistry course you took as a sophomore, as long as you have algebra fluency. You'll also need common sense and patience to pay attention to details and operate safely in the lab. Now let's talk about what AP Chemistry is. AP Chemistry expands on concepts learned in sophomore chemistry, as well as introduces new ones. It's fast-paced and rigorous, and requires about 45 minutes of work per day. It's meant to simulate a college-style environment, it's weighted to bump your cumulative GPA, and is great to prepare you for a degree in medicine, science, or engineering. It has a large focus on preparing for the AP Chemistry exam, which is taken in May, and uses practice in labs as a supplement. And one point I want to make about all of this is that some colleges will accept a passing AP Chemistry score as units to skip entry-level chemistry, but if you plan on studying medicine, science, or engineering as your major, I highly recommend that you do not do this. While it is awesome preparation, I don't think it's a good replacement. And in my experiences as a student teacher in college, I've seen several students struggle in later classes due to skipping Chem 1. But to get back to talking about AP Chemistry, the grade breakdown is going to be 60% tests and quizzes and 40% labs and practice. We're not going to be using a traditional textbook, but I require that you go buy this Princeton Review Cracking the AP Chemistry Exam book. And I always recommend that you get the most current edition, which usually comes out in August. So you'll want to buy it right before the school year starts. And like I said, this isn't a traditional textbook. It has summaries of all of the main topics, which you can use as sort of a study checklist, and then has a great resource for practice multiple choice and free response questions to help you study. The curriculum is split up into 9 units, and it's organized in a way to start small and get bigger. First, we'll be talking about the structure of atoms and how it affects their properties. Then in units 2 and 3, we'll talk about how bonds are formed and how the structure of molecules and compounds affects the properties of substances at the micro and macro scale. In unit 4, we will discuss the different types of chemical reactions. And in the subsequent units, we will discuss all of the details and variables that are important to studying chemical processes, including kinetics and the rates of reactions, thermodynamics and energy, equilibrium and the spontaneity of reversible reactions, the complex reactions between acids and bases, and how thermodynamics control the likelihood of chemistry happening in the first place. The class also has a large focus on science skills, including using and interpreting models to represent chemical processes, asking good questions and planning good methods to do chemical experiments, representing your data and phenomena, analyzing different models of chemical processes, using mathematical routines to solve chemical problems, and then using your knowledge of chemistry to make arguments about the logic of different chemical situations. I mentioned earlier that labs are a big part of AP Chemistry, and I'm not going to go every single point here, but this is a list of labs that we've done in the past. So feel free to pause and read over this. And last, let's talk about the AP test itself. AP Chemistry is classically one of the hardest AP tests that you can take, but it's not so bad if you know how to prepare for it. So it takes place in 2 sections, the first of which is a multiple choice section that has 60 questions. You have an hour and 30 minutes to do it, and it accounts for 50% of the exam score. And these questions will be based off of singular ideas or will be sets of questions based off of some data, a graph, or some sort of chemical model. One big thing about the multiple choice section is that you're not permitted to use a calculator. So you're going to have to be quick thinking and able to do mental math. In the second section, which is the free response section, there will be 7 questions. You have an hour and 45 minutes to do it, and it accounts for the other 50% of the exam score. 3 of these are long answer questions that have multiple parts, and then 4 of them are more short answers. In all of them, you're going to be utilizing all of those 6 core skills that we talked about earlier. You're going to be interpreting graphs and making arguments, and there's going to be a lot of working through mathematical problems. You are, however, allowed to use a scientific or graphing calculator on this section. And that's all I have to say for now. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at dnelson@shcp.edu, and we can discuss anything further. So yeah, have a good one.